which means I can more than likely talk about my opinions on my hopes. I haven't talked about my hopes. Obviously, we can talk about like the obvious hopes. We kind of already did with the biggest fears that they wouldn't change it, but I can set up on that. What I want, the main thing from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, is a fixed battling system. Obviously that's a big fear of mine that they don't fix it, but on the other hand, I'm not asking for much. I really enjoyed what they did in Sword and Shield with like the battling option, but did they forget that 1v1, like 6v6 battles, has been the crux of actual Pokemon games for a long time? Literally, the base game is based around that. So why would they... Oh, I missed. So why would they just take that away? Obviously, that's a huge ask. To ask for singles 6v6, like a 66 ladder like it is on Showdown. But they have to realize... I wonder if they even know what Pokemon Showdown is. Ooh. Obviously, the battle timer itself. But I'm not really... I've already kind of covered that. I forgot to switch out. Another thing that definitely needs to be said is I really, really, really want, like, how much are they gonna make open world a thing? You know, we got this battle here. They've already said it's supposed to be an open world game. Like, it's legit said on the website, I believe, or the video. I forgot. It was said somewhere. That's all that matters. Now, what I'm wondering is how much of that is tied into the story, like the plot, and how much does it tie into the games? Is it like Kanto Johto, Gen 1, Gen 2 type of open world where it's like you could really decide which way you go mid-game? So are we talking about stuff like that, or are we talking about stuff like how it was in Legends of Arceus, where it's like you still had like a main story, but there was side quests, there was all this other junk. There's Nidoran here. But yeah, it's very tough to say. What I would like to say for an open world game is something along the lines, like, I would say at least Legends of Arceus at the very least. That's a standard that has been set by Game Freak, that they should at least have that. Now, here's something off script that I haven't done with the biggest fears. What are they going to do with gym leaders? How are they going to do that? How are they going to run the gym leaders while also dealing with the open worldness? Like, do you know how? Like, are they going to be doing more gyms, but like each location, like, because if you remember, like, there was a Diamond Settlement, there was a Pearl Settlement in the games, there was different locations. You could just do stuff like that. But yeah, it's very tough to say, because I remember in Gen 7, they obviously switched it to the Island Challenge. Obviously did all that stuff. Achievements. I would like to see them do something different as well, because the Island Challenge is really unique. But they could also do another spin on the Gym Challenge as well. I wouldn't be against that. Maybe, like, it's very tough to say. But I would like to see them do something slightly different, rather than just use the same old song and dance. Now, the next one is... I'm gonna say this right now. Did I not battle that guy? I don't think I did. I do believe that the plot should play something. Should play a big role. Like, if I compare Generation 8's plot, Generation 8's plot is terrible. It is bad. Mainly because, I mean, you had a nice, decent amount of characters, but they were all just the same, you know? Like, they kept parroting themselves over and over again how, I think it was that the champion, see, I forgot his name already. The champion, oh, Meowth is coming out. The champion was just kind of like forgetful or something like that. I've only played it once, and it was way back when the game came out originally. I really want the plot to actually go back to the way it was. I'd even accept an evil team. Like, Team Yell is not an evil team. They took no part Yeah, they took no part in anything, you know? They were just, like... They were just like, stands of Marnie, I think her name. They're like, there was never really any threat until the very end. Even then, it's like, really? I didn't like that. So honestly, that's the one thing I wish they would go back to the status quo on. And like, what more they could talk about, you know? Ooh. This is gonna be something that's a little bit controversial. Sure, I do want Mega Pokemon back. Do I expect Mega Pokemon back? No. What I do want is something that's not inherently like Z moves as the gimmick of Gen 9. We've already seen that crystal in the Japanese logo. Nobody knows what that is. Oh, come on. I do think that they're gonna have some new gimmick. Whatever that gimmick is, I hope it's something that's not terrible. Like something like based off of Z moves. D-Max and G-Max were based off of Z moves. They're basically a combination of Z moves and Megas. I hated it because it inherently is like Z moves, and I don't like Z moves. I really don't. I guess you could go with something very trivial for a next one. Like, you could be like, I want... Well, there's a couple things. I actually do want a few unused type combinations, which we're going to cover in its own discussion as well. The biggest one that I want is still to this day. I mean, we did get Dragon and Fighting. That one's pretty good, but I really want Electric Fighting and Electric Ground. Or, not Electric Ground. Fighting Ground. Fighting Fairy as well. I want a lot of fighting types, as you can tell. Something else that I also kind of want. We technically do have normal Ghosts now, but it's not really normal Ghost because it is, but it's like not a new Pokemon. The regional forms, which I could see them making a comeback again. So I can look at this now that I have this type sheet up. My top 5 ones that I want to see. Definitely like a brand new Pokemon, not like a different type combination in general, or not a different form or anything of the sort. I'm talking something unique. I'm talking, like I said, Fighting Fairy I really want to see. And Fighting Ground. And Fighting Electric. There's a lot of, like, those three by themselves I really want to see. The one that there's a couple others that I want to see as well. Ground Fairy would be pretty cool. This one is probably the biggest one that I want to see. I want to see Fire Grass and Fire Fairy. Those two, by themselves, are kind of nuts. I also want to see the return of Dragon Fairy as well. We lost it when Mega Pokemon were taken away. Can't get it anymore. And I'm just very surprised that we don't have an Electric Dark type. The only one we technically have is that of the Pikachu clone from Generation 8. And even then, it's not, like, permanent. Oh, I know what this is perfectly. This hope can envelop everything that Pokemon has kind of done the last couple of years with their new generations. They need to stop pandering to like the original Generation 1 in Kanto. Because if you remember, Generation 6 was defined by Mega Evolution. Who had the most Mega Evolutions? Kanto Pokemon. Kanto had, like, by far and wide, the most Mega Evolutions. There's no denying it. And, like, with the G-Max forms, it was once again Generation 1. Especially with the original regional forms, they had all of the Kanto Pokemon have them, I believe, in Alola. Like, in Generation 8, they even gave G-Max forms to, like, Pikachu. And it was to Pikachu and, like, to Meow. Like, those two didn't need it. Neither did Eevee. Like, who the heck is gonna use that? Oh, ditto. Yeah, like, it just didn't make any sense. I mean, even in Generation 8, like, the champion's ace was a Charizard. Like, what the heck is that gonna... What good does that do? How in the world does that... Is that a good idea? That's just something that I would love. Like, that was the one thing I enjoyed about Black and White. That they didn't rely on past nostalgia. Now, honestly, I do know that they're going to have a low amount of Pokemon. I expect maybe around 9... Because we're at, like, what? 906, 908 currently? I could see them going to about maybe 990. They're not trying... Maybe they do just go straight for 1K. Heavily relying on, like, new forms, whether that be regional or, like, a Mega Evolution spin-off, D-Max, G-Max spin-off, something like that. But if they can do it in a way where they're not pandering to Kanto, I would absolutely adore that. And, yeah, that'll about wrap up my hopes, because I can't think of anything more. If you did enjoy, don't forget to drop a like on the video, and subscribe if you have not, so you don't miss any of the countdown to Gen 9 through the journey of generations. If you want to join the discussion, follow me on Twitch, so you can join me as I'm live streaming. Even if you want to get in call and debate me, you throw out your potential ideas and such, you can create a nice discussion, especially in the comment section down below. Should be fun. Thank you for watching, and I will continuously try to struggle in this Nuzlocke. Oh boy.